Is 1.7 million the magic number for retirement planning? This is what CNBC is reporting, and a number of you have emailed me this. I just chuckle. So let's dive into this, man. For the love of me, let me bring myself back up here. So think about this. 1.7 million is a magic number that apparently most people think they need to retirement. How many people have 1.7 million? The vast majority of people do not even anywhere close to that. So if 1.7 million is the magic number that you need for successful retirement, and you only have $250,000, are you doomed? I mean, how do you square this circle? I mean, why not say 4 million is the magic number? Why not say 100 million is the magic number? Because if you're 58 years old, you got $250,000 to your name, and 1.7 million is what you're thinking you need, you might as well say, I think I need 100 million, because you're not going to have any of it. It's not going to happen unless you stay working until you're freaking 92 years old. Don't do that. It just infuriates me, this stuff. But all right, let's dive into this. For most Americans, 1.7 million is the magic retirement number. The magic number. Remember that stupid book from like 10 years ago, The Number? And that was so freaking dumb. And everyone's talking about, what's your number? And they had some guy on that bald guy from some insurance company. That guy turned out to be not a good person. I remember he had some real nasty text about conservatives during, I don't remember his 2014 election or 2012. I think it wasn't Trump. I think it was back during Romney's time. I was like, what's that guy doing, man? It's weird. That whole thing was nuts. Anyway, but they had their number. I was like, all right. So, key points. Americans believe they need 1.7 million on average to retire, according to a survey from Charles Schwab. What if they surveyed their employees? However, most savers aren't putting enough away every year to get there. You think? When it comes to retirement savings, who wrote this freaking article? It was Jessica Dickler. I don't know anything about old Jess here. What if they tell us who she is? No, and I don't see comments either for this. No, so I guess they don't allow for comments or anything, so that's too bad. All right, so Dateline was July 6th. Yep, the other day. When it comes to retirement savings, many Americans miss the mark. On average, Americans believe they need 1.7 million to retire, according to a recent survey from Charles Schwab, which looked at 1,000 401k plan participants nationwide. That's a pretty good number, 1.7 million, if you average out age and median salary across the U.S., says Nathan Voris, a managing director of Schwab Retirement Plan Services. However, the bulk of folks do not get there. Well, we just got an email or a breaking news that Jeffrey Epstein pleads not guilty. All right, so so listen what my man Nathan, I don't know who this guy is. Look, I know a bunch of people at Schwab. I worked there for a small amount of time, and I'm actually relatively fond of Schwab. I think they do pretty good work. But this is silly on his face. 1.7 is a pretty good number if you average out age and median salary? No, it's not. The median household income, now I grant you that takes people who are no longer working, but still, the median household income is $60,000. Let's just say we take out the grandma and grandma Joneses out there. So we'll say that, and I don't know, I'm sure we can find easily what the median income is for current employees. But let's say the household for current employees, let's say it's $80,000. I guarantee it's not that. But we'll just say that. I mean, think about this. $80,000, we'll say, is the median income for a working family right now. All right? So I've already done many studies which shows you that if your median household income is $60,000, you can easily get between $30,000 and $40,000 of Social Security, easily. So we'll just say $35,000 is Social Security income. All right, that's what you're going to get if your median household income is $80,000. And that'd be on the lower end, but just bear with me. All right, so now we're going to take $80,000. We're going to subtract out 7.65% for FICA. All right, $80,000 minus 7.65% for FICA. That leaves us 73,000. Oops, I don't need that. That's minus 80,000. That's going to be 6,120 will be gone. All right, because we have to pay FICA taxes. All right, so we lose $6,120. Now we're going to take $80,000. We're going to take our two standard deductions minus $24,000, and we're going to be $56,000 is what we have left for taxable income. So we'll be in the 12% tax bracket, and I think the first $19,000 in 2019 is taxed at 10. Yeah, so the first $19,000 is taxed at 10, so that's another $1,900 you lose. And then the next is taxed at 12. $37,000 is taxed at 12, which times 0.12. That's another $4,400 we lose. All right, so just that alone, plus $1,900 plus $6,120, we're going to lose $12,406. We'll just say $12,500. So essentially, without any 401k contributions, we're only going to be living on $80,000 minus 12. $67,500 roughly. Does that make sense? Because of just those three things alone. And that's not including state. That's just including federal taxes. That's not including 401k contributions. That's not including the cost of commute, all that stuff. It's just basic FICA and federal income taxes. That's it. And so you're going to be living off just that alone, $67,000. All right. So let's think about it like this. You got let's just use this for an example. You have 1.7 million. All right. 1.7 million. We times that by 5%. That right there is $85,000 alone. So if you had $1.7 million and you lived off 5% of that a year, each and every year, 5%, you can do the 5%. You can do whatever you want. 5% is a nice round number so you can take out safely without question. You're living on $85,000. Now that is gross. I get you. You still got to pay tax on that. But then you factor in Social Security for another $35,000. 85 plus 35 doesn't take a rock. Oops, 85 plus 35, that's $120,000 a year without even blinking an eye. All right, that's at 1.7. But Josh, what if you only had $1 million? Well, again, you had $1 million, that's $50,000, 5% a year, plus your $35,000 Social Security, right? What does that give us? That gives us $85,000 a year. When we were working, we were living off $67,000, so we're living off $20,000 more than what we needed before. Which doesn't make any sense because as you get older, you spend less. We all know this. All right, so what if you have 500,000? 500,000 times 0.05 is 25,000 plus our $35,000 of Social Security. That's $60,000 right there, which is probably identical to what you're living off of $80,000 a year after taxes. All right, so if you're now over the age of 65 years old, $35,000 of that's coming from Social Security, $25,000 is coming from your portfolio. You're probably paying roughly $2,000 a year in income tax. So this whole thing about the 1.7 is it's freaking insanity. All right, so let's keep going. And who are these 1,000 people they polled, by the way? All right, so we got old Nathan. That's a pretty good average if you average out it's not a good average. It's not. It's a horrific average. However, the bulk of folks do not get there. The vast majority of people don't get there. So why do we throw that? If the vast majority of people don't get there, why even have this? Why even have this discussion? It freaking infuriates me. More than half those polled are contributing 10% or less of their salary to the 401k, the largest source of retirement savings, with an average annual contribution of $8,788. That's true, absolutely. So if you're getting $87.88 and your company's putting $87.88, that's $17,000 going to your 401k. Nothing wrong with that, but it's not going to get you to 1.7 because the 1.7 is silly. It's stupid. You don't need that. Yeah. In addition to those I don't care about all these people. In addition to these basic guidelines, experts, who are these people? Recommend using a retirement calculator to get a more accurate picture of your retirement number. Oh, for the love of me. Don't. There's no calculator that's going to give you a more accurate picture if the calculator is full of crap. And you don't know what the calculator is because so many calculators don't include taxes. Or they don't include spending declines. What is a financial services firm's calculator going to show you? Take a guess. What do you think a life insurance firm's calculator is going to show you about life insurance needs? You think it's going to show you that you don't need life insurance? No, it's going to show you need more life insurance. It's going to show you need more investments. The discrepancy between retirement confidence and preparation is not new. 2/3 of U.S. workers say they are on a very or somewhat confident ability to live comfortably throughout retirement, according to EBRI, the Employee Benefit Research Institute. Yet only 42% have done any retirement calculations. Maybe because the other people have common sense. And fewer than 1 in 3 workers have tried to figure out how much money is needed for medical expenses. Well, I mean, why would you? I mean, come on. How would you figure that out? You don't know what it's going to be. But we're going to say I use $5,000 a year in retirement. To be sure, savers have come a long way since the Pension Protection Act of 2006, which made it easier for companies to automatically enroll. Now 401k balances are near all-time highs, according to a separate report by Fidelity. We remember that Fidelity report. I don't care what the averages are because it's meaningless. Give me the median, maybe. The averages are one thing, but the report by Fidelity is flawed on its very face. I don't pay any mind to it. And I did a video on that, and it's down there someplace in my list of over 1,000 videos. In the last decade, the average 401k retirement plan was $297,000. That's, again, is irrelevant. And Congress could soon pass the first, this whole thing about the Secure Act, the first major retirement reform, which is aimed at further expanding access to retirement savings for workers. Don't you see? Expanding access isn't the issue. It's not the issue of asking people to have easier options to put more money away. They have the options available to them now. The issue is the taxes that are being burdened, the cost of student loans, the cost of housing. There's not a lot of disposable income left after this crap. That's the issue. You can expand this all day long until you get the spending under control. All the expansion of ease of access retirement plans don't do crap. Among measures, Secure Act would raise the RMD to 72, let long-term part-time workers participate in 401k plans. That's all, nothing. Now it's in limbo because of opposition from Ted Cruz. Oh, and if you look at the article, it says Ted Cruz is evil for wanting to oppose this because the Gold Star plans, they don't want to leave Gold Star families get hit with a huge tax burden. If we have to force people to take money out of their TSP, IRAs, and stuff like that, which is what the Secure Act does. It does eliminate the stretch IRA concept, which means it's a huge tax burden to your heirs, that's for sure. So, and Ted Cruz also wants to make sure that 529s are used for homeschooling. Look, you can disagree. I don't care, frankly. But the idea that this Secure 2100 Act is some kind of panacea is silly. It's just not. It's just going to increase ability for people to save, but these people already have the ability. The issue is they don't have the cash flow. All right, so as you can see, I take little solace. What's the word I'm looking for? This actually motivates me because if that's the magic number, 1.7, and we only have 300,000 on average, and I'd say the median I think is like 113 or 125 or something like that. It just shows these magic numbers are literally magic. It's just like the magic that fairy godmother, just magic. Look at me, I'm making people happy. You know where that's from? I'm the happy man from Happy Land. If you know where that's from, put it in the show notes. You know your stuff, and you win the internet for the day. I don't pay much mind to these numbers. It's silly. All right, we'll see you next time.